All right, kids, in a country such as these United States, where we, the people, and lobbyists, and billionaires, and corporations, elect presidents and electors, all kinds of rich white men have become commander-in-chief. War criminals, enslavers, 12 of the first 16 US presidents have owned people. That's more than 25% of all the POTUSes. 8 of them did so while in office. Then Americans put them on money and mountains, although technically presidents put themselves there. With that said, I guess there are worse things than a president putting himself on YouTube.
Apparently, MrBeast said he'd run for president if they lowered the age limit. By the way, having a minimum age but no maximum age is kind of crazy. Anyway, the comments, the reactions, they were gold. Can't wait for the $1 versus $1 billion drone strike. I paid every American $10,000 to vote for me. What's up guys, Beast here, and today we're going to be getting one of the largest nations in the world out of crippling debt. I locked all congressmen until they pass a decent law. That might take a while.
This isn't funny, whether or not MrBeast is joking. Earlier this week, MrBeast6000 said on Twitter, if we lower the age to run for president, I'll jump in the race. And of course, this isn't really real yet due to his age. However, we have to take it seriously because Ronald Reagan, the actor, served 2 terms in the Oval Office, and Donald Trump, a reality TV game show host, became the 45th president and has a real chance to become our 47th, all while he's swagger jacking the Big Gipper. See, when Donnie ran for president in the year 2000 as a Reform Party candidate, it was a laughing matter. 16 years later though, after The Apprentice and a black man becoming head of state, the fact that Trump was a rich, famous, a businessman, and a non-politician worked for him. And you know who's aware of this? MrBeast.
What's next? Because I was listening to your Rogan, and I swear to God, I thought this guy should be president.
Oh!
I know, I'll say that'd be fun. Is that something you've thought about?
Yeah, I would love to. I just feel like you have to do a lot of politics leading up to it. And I don't know, like if you could just go from, you know, no one ever has done this, just being a celebrity to just being president, that would be great. But if I have to like work my way up and be like a mayor and then like a senator.
I think we've realized you don't have to.
Yeah, well then it is appealing. Yeah, when I'm like 40 or 50. If I was a billionaire and I just gave away all my money, and I was like, I can't be bought, I just gave away every penny. I have literally $0 in my bank account. Vote for me. I feel like that's a pretty good campaign thing. Like you're voting for me. Like, I think I could make it interesting enough where I could win. I know how to get people's attention. You know? I can't say too much because then I'll regret it in the future. I'm like, yeah, I'll just trick all the fucking idiots.
That's literally what Trump said. Trump said that word for word.
With that in mind, let's talk about the existential dread that is MrBeast inevitably becoming president in the year of our Lord 2040. Now, if you don't know who MrBeast is while watching me on this platform, he is a YouTuber. The YouTuber. His real name is Jimmy Donaldson. He was raised in North Carolina and he's been making content for about 12 years now. He struggled with gaining a following in the beginning until he did a video where he counted to 100,000. That was around 7 years ago. He figured out the way for him to get views and gain subscribers was to do challenges. Then he had the idea to give away $10,000 to a homeless person while filming it. He figured out that people will watch him doing things for others. He will make money off of it, which will fund him doing things for others. We will get back to this later, but that's basically the formula. It's a cycle. And just the other day, he celebrated reaching 300 million subscribers. I know all this because I subscribed to his channel and I still haven't gotten my damn cookie. Now, president talk ain't nothing new for MrBeast. In January of 2023, he put up a poll asking, would you vote for me if I ran for president? With 70% of over 2 million votes saying yes. So MrBeast saying that he'll jump in the race didn't come out of nowhere, and neither did this tweet of his. If I were president, I wouldn't care about party lines. I just always truly make the American people my #1 priority. For problems I'm ignorant in, I'd have experts from the left and right advise me on them and try to find the middle ground that's best for America. Wouldn't be viable, don't care about doing things just because my party says I should, and I would focus on uniting the country instead of dividing it. Anyways, we can pick this up in 15 years when I'm old enough to run. Ha ha. My audience, Cornbread Tube and BreadTube in general, will see what I just read for what it is. cowardly compromise. What MrBeast wants to do is come off as a moderate or centrist. When this dude does a cha-cha slide, I bet he don't slide to the left or slide to the right. He'll just take it back now, y'all. Leftists see that as simply being on the right. Not choosing is choosing. And his audience may be kids and teens, so I can kind of understand why conservative or liberal doesn't come up in his content. And we don't know from watching his videos what his political leanings are. Is the Pied Piper a Republican? Maybe. Who would do that to kids? Or rats? Well, MrBeast is the Pied Piper of philanthropy. Come on, everybody. Let's give stuff away. Is Willy Wonka a Democrat? Perhaps. Use those Oompa Loompas to appear to have a diverse workforce. Well, MrBeast is the Willy Wonka of good works. Nonpartisan. He's also the Baron of bad burgers. However, he simply can't be non-controversial and apolitical, no matter how hard he tries. I found myself relying more on his tweets than his YouTube channels for clues. For example, when asked if he would continue to make YouTube videos as president, he said, "I'd probably focus on running the largest economy on earth." And before I continue, that has to be good. MrBeast taking what he does best and applying it to his presidency, there will be a chicken in every pot, a car in every backyard, behind a house that he had built and paid for himself, filled with Tesla furniture and furnished with Apple products, sponsored by Shopify. This man has given sight to the blind, tried to walk on water. He has fed thousands, turning water into wine challenge coming soon. And I can't even imagine how mad evangelical Christians would get when MrBeast does stuff that Jesus said and did, but while in office. But you see the inherent problem with that, right? Giving people what they need and some of their wants is political, especially if you want, say, governments to step in and help cure blindness because, as he sees it, even if you're thinking purely from a financial standpoint, it's hard to see how they don't return on investment on taxes from people being able to work again. And recording while he does these works and posting it on social media is controversial. He has had to address this. Twitter, rich people should help others with their money. Me, okay, I'll use my money to help people and I promise to give away all my money before I die. Every single penny. Twitter, MrBeast bad. People on both sides of the aisle see this as poverty porn. And I don't know if the answer is when giving to the needy, MrBeast isn't to let his left hand know what his right hand is doing. I'm not sure if creating non-philanthropic content will impact his viewership, which in turn affects his revenue, decreasing his charitable giving. Not all of his giving is publicized. Then there's this article from Fortune, which pointed out something else MrBeast said on Twitter. When we help people, people get mad and say, I shouldn't be doing this and government should. And yes, ideally, a YouTuber isn't the one fixing these issues, but I'm just not going to stand by and do nothing. Once upon a time, he allegedly posted this. It's a little sad that an active member of Congress can cause billions of dollars of stock to shift like this tweet, seemingly about Representative Nancy Pelosi. Then deleted it. A Twitter user assumed that MrBeast deleted that tweet because Pelosi's nephew is on his staff. But what was wrong with what was said? Have Congress compete in a Captain America Brave New World style challenge for the stocks they would be losing if he had his way. As can be seen and heard, most of MrBeast's politicized takes are on the record, but off of his channel. But millions of people got the opportunity to learn about different voting methods in one of his videos.
What about ranked choice voting?
Quickly write down in paper what ranking looks like.
This is how it would look.
48's idea is pretty simple. Everyone chooses in order who they think deserves the money the most, and whoever appears at the top of all the lists the most consistently will win the money.
So it would just be one vote and we're done. That's ranked choice voting.
At this point in his career, people, like me, sure, are going to wonder why he's playing poker with Senator Ted Cruz. People are going to question what he's saying on Joe Rogan's podcast. I personally side-eyed the idea that he wants to either be or be like Elon Musk. What about this man does he desire? Does he not know that Elon is a Nazi sympathizer, or does he not want to know? Both are bad, and you are judged by the company you keep. When Jimmy Donaldson's best friend and longtime collaborator from the beginning of MrBeast 6000 Ava Chris Tyson, transitioned a few years ago, some use it as an opportunity to say that Ava left her wife and child behind. Others said Ava should have taken MrBeast's channel into account before making this decision. MrBeast has had to defend her. From who though? Where is the transphobia coming from? Who is spreading rumors? This wouldn't be Trump supporters and Elon stands now, would it? Does MrBeast have a particular political ideology now? The days of liberal Republicans and conservative Democrats are gone. MrBeast isn't a centrist, nor is he enough of an influencer to make that a thing. If anything, MrBeast wants to be a Malcolm in the middle, and that's no longer a thing. But even Malcolm in the middle says some realness from time to time.
Communities seek out a common enemy. If it wasn't us, they'd all team up against someone else. Probably a minority.
No, Dad. A feud is just what this family needs. Having a common enemy will hone our skills and unite us in a brotherhood of blood.
The future's now, old man. By the way, MrBeast kind of dunked on Elon and his platform, and Elon posted a poll where he asked if he should step down as the CEO of Twitter, and people were like, yes, please. So put that on there. I don't dread MrBeast becoming president. He will, I accept it. I don't dread celebrities in office. That's happened. They regularly run for federal, state, and local offices and win occasionally. I dread that MrBeast will try to please everybody, thereby pleasing nobody. And that goes for any politician. He can unite people by doing what he has been doing for 12 years, fixing houselessness and hunger. Hopefully, he'll give us healthcare, and the experts on the right would not advise him to do those things, yet will gladly advertise on one of his videos if given the opportunity. Liberals won't fight them on any of this. Progressives won't like him no matter what he does. We don't even like ourselves. There are critics of MrBeast. They claim that he's two-faced, dedicated only to business, fakes his videos, and looks like the Wario of a fascist son. Maybe pay attention to his tweets or posts the next 12 years to figure out how he really feels. He can open up more in future interviews too. I haven't learned too much by watching his videos with my kids the last few years. Keep in mind, his most recent tweets came at a time when Democrats, Republicans, independents, celebrities, and the New York Times are calling for President Joe Biden to end his campaign due to his age, faculties, and after a disappointing showing during a debate. Meanwhile, despite credible ties to Epstein, being a convicted rapist, alleged to have assaulted other women and a 13-year-old girl, being guilty of 34 felony counts, not enough people are calling for Donald Trump to drop out of the race after he lied his way through that same debate. I'm saying so much about Trump because he's the first rich, celebrity, non-politician businessman to become president. He won't be the last one, and would very much change the Constitution to fit his own purposes, but not to lower the age to run for president in America where there's a minimum age but not maximum age. We gonna be all right. I should probably say stuff during the ending screen of my videos more often, but thank you for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe and all the other stuff that content creators say at around this time. Thank you to my channel's members, Brenda Thomas, Joseph Killen, DJ Burnett 87, Jeff Cannell, and Sirio. You help ensure that we gonna be all right. And one thing I wanna make clear, YouTubers can do anything.